What I'm about to share with you today might be one of the simplest, yet most powerful, pieces of knowledge you'll ever hear when it comes to understanding women. If you can truly grasp this, not just hear it, but really internalize it, you'll gain the ability to capture and hold the mind of almost any woman you meet. And the best part? It's far easier than most guys imagine. So let's get straight into it. To explain this, I want to start with a little story about someone you've definitely heard of, Elon Musk. At one point, Elon began dating actress Amber Heard. You probably know her too, especially because of that headline-dominating court battle with Johnny Depp. Now, here's what's important to understand. By the time she crossed paths with Elon, Amber was already a global celebrity. She had the looks, the lifestyle, and the fame. And for most men, that combination would have been intoxicating. The average guy would have bent over backwards to impress her. They'd text her constantly, shower her with attention, maybe even treat her like a celebrity crush they finally got to meet in real life. In fact, plenty of men literally were her fans. But Elon? He didn't play that game. He didn't chase, he didn't cling, and he didn't act like she was some goddess on a pedestal. And this difference is what made their connection so fascinating. Because later on, Amber herself admitted, publicly, that she was the one doing the chasing. She literally said in interviews that she was the one pursuing Elon. So why did that happen? And how can you use the same principle? Here's the answer. During that time, Elon's life was dominated by his mission: building rockets, aiming for Mars, advancing artificial intelligence, and shaping the future. His focus was locked in. That obsession left very little room for relationship games, or even much time to think about women at all. Sometimes, Amber would call and he wouldn't pick up. Other times, he'd reply days later. Occasionally, he'd vanish for a week or more without a single message. And here's the key. This wasn't some childish, manipulative trick to make her jealous. He wasn't trying to act too cool. He simply had bigger priorities. Ironically, that's exactly what pulled her in even more. For a woman used to men falling at her feet, a man who can't be easily distracted by her beauty or her fame is like an unsolved riddle, and riddles are addictive. It created a constant tension in her mind. She couldn't figure him out. Was he interested? Was he not? Why wasn't he pouring attention into her the way every other man did? And that, right there, is the secret. When you make a woman earn your attention, even just a little, you automatically become more valuable in her eyes. People naturally desire what's scarce, and your attention should be one of the rarest things you give away. When your time, energy, and validation are easily available to everyone, they lose value. But when you're selective, when you're focused on your mission and your own growth, you become a challenge. And challenges are magnetic. Think about it. The human brain is wired to crave what's rare. That's why treasure hunters spend their lives searching for gold buried in shipwrecks. It's why explorers climb mountains for a single rare gemstone. The rarity is what fuels the desire. The same principle applies to you as a man. If your attention is hard to get, women will compete for it. They'll respect it. They'll chase it. And that chase will make you unforgettable in their minds. Amber herself admitted that one of the reasons she was drawn to Elon was that his attention felt like something she had to fight for. That fight made it precious. If you hand out attention like free samples at a grocery store, women won't value it. But if you guard it like treasure, they'll cross emotional oceans to earn it. It's human nature. We chase what's slipping away from us. So here's the takeaway. Become the man whose attention is rare. Focus on your mission. Build your life. and let her see that you won't abandon it just to entertain her. When you do that, you'll notice something interesting. Suddenly, she's the one doing the chasing. Just imagine this. If a stack of crisp $100 bills came flying across the street right in front of you, no matter what you were doing, chances are you'd instantly drop everything. You might even do something reckless, like hop a fence with barbed wire or sprint into traffic just to snatch them up. Why? Because they're rare. They're valuable. And when something is rare and valuable, our brains get locked onto it. Now, that same principle applies to attraction. It applies to men and women just as much as it applies to money and treasure. And that right there, that's the secret most guys never figure out. When you make a woman earn even a fraction of your attention, you immediately raise your value in her eyes. You go from being just another guy to someone worth chasing, someone she can't stop thinking about. Look at Elon Musk and Amber Heard. Elon didn't need to play games. He wasn't sitting there thinking, how can I make her jealous? He was just laser focused on his mission. Rockets, Mars, AI, building the future. His time and attention were naturally scarce because his purpose came first. That's what made it so real and so powerful. Amber could feel that his focus wasn't on her 24/7. She could tell he wasn't pretending to be unavailable. He genuinely was. And that authenticity? It's magnetic. Sure, a guy can try to fake it, but when it's real, it hits different. Here's the simple truth. Women, especially attractive ones, have way more options than the average man. By just existing, they have guys lining up, flooding their DMs, showering them with attention. But deep down, what they crave is a man who isn't instantly theirs. A man who's a genuine challenge. Amber herself admitted that one of the things that hooked her on Elon was how hard she had to work just to get a slice of his attention. That effort she had to put in made him stand out from every other man she'd met. Most guys, their attention is always on tap, overflowing with desperation. But when a man's attention is rare, it becomes addictive. And here's where it gets crazy. Sometimes, the less you give, the more they want. I've seen women spiral into obsession just trying to crack the code and win a man's focus. They'll push boundaries, compete for attention, and go to wild lengths because scarcity creates desire. If you want to truly get inside a woman's head, you have to be a challenge, a bigger challenge than 95% of the men she meets. Not by playing childish games, but by living a life so full, so mission-driven, that your time and energy are rare commodities. Because on a primal level, women chase what's scarce, the same way humans chase gold, diamonds, and buried treasure. A man who's hard to get becomes valuable by default. And once she's hooked on the chase, she's already halfway yours. That's the game. And once you understand it, you're not just playing, you're controlling the board. If this clicked for you, you're already wired differently. Subscribe to Wolf Mode Activated for more psychological edge, masculine strategy, and high-value living. Drop a comment. What's the most surprising way someone has chased you? And like this video if you know your worth, and never give it away for free. Until next time, stay rare, stay focused, stay in wolf mode.